Good morning. All right, so this Thursday morning, reading through Proverbs, just letting God try to develop this thought in me in the verse. One of the verses that I wrote down this morning says, "Through desire, a man having separated himself seeketh and intermeddleth with all wisdom." All right, so what is that desire? It's something that you want to obtain. You're going to ask for it. You're going to have an affection towards it, an appetite towards it. It's going to require some action. In this case, it says through desire, through that asking, that affection, that appetite, that action, a man having separated himself. So when there's something that you want, you will take the time to break away from everything else, from distraction, from confusion, from temptation, from the things that maybe are clouding your vision or your thought process, because those things are out there. So the through desire, a man having separated himself, and this is the outcome, he seeketh and intermeddleth with all wisdom. So now he's going to have some clarity, or she, whoever, they're going to have that space, that separation to know, Lord, this is the desire. Is this your desire? Lord, this is the question. This is the unknown. Can you help me to know? Can you help me to see? Well, I didn't think about it until a second ago, but the very next verse. So that's what, this someone who is seeking and intermeddling with all wisdom, right? Someone who's separating from things and going to the Lord, separating unto God and going to the Lord regarding these desires. This is one of the outcomes. The next verse says, "A fool hath no delight in understanding, but that his heart may discover itself." So the fool clearly isn't going to do this at all. They're not interested in what God wants and his desires, or what his known is, what his instruction would be. He's not separating and going to him at all, because he says he doesn't delight in understanding. But that person that does have these desires, but is inclined to want what God wants, to want his desires, they will delight in understanding. And here's the thing. I believe God will answer. That's who he is. That's what he does. And sometimes he tells you directly, yes or no. Sometimes he says, wait, I'm not going to give you an answer this moment. Sometimes he gives an instruction, a direction, a leading, whatever it's going to be, a yes or no. Again, sometimes he's going to answer, but are you going to be the one to separate from the things and seek him, to seek it and intermeddle with all wisdom, to delight in understanding, to care more so about his desires than our own? Are we going to do that? Are you going to do that? All right, well, through desire, a man having separated himself seeketh and intermeddleth with all wisdom. All right, and a fool hath no delight in understanding, but that his heart may discover itself. We don't need what our hearts try to demand of us. We don't need those desires. Most of the time, they're not good ones until they align with God. So, yeah, separate yourself if need be. Be blessed.